Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and I just want to show you guys how the AL shaped out. Looks like the Yankees won their series 3-1 against Seattle. Boston won theirs 3-1 against Cleveland. So it's the ALCS, the Yankees and Boston. What an ALCS, and look at how ours shaped up. The Dodgers and the Brewers. It would have been pretty cool to see Chicago versus Milwaukee and New York versus Boston, two rivals in the NLCS and ALCS. That would have been pretty awesome, to be honest. Let's just look. Let me see if I can go back and see how they did in the previous series, how Boston did. Let's look at Boston. So looks like they won. They lost 4-8, won 5-1, 4-2, and 1-0. Let's see how the Yankees did. Wow, so they scored 9 runs in this game, 9-2, 6-2. Looks like, man, I mean, they just went in on Felix Hernandez there. He had 9 strikeouts. So let's see this first game. It was pretty close. Gosman got on the win. Let's just look at how the Dodgers won their series. Probably went too far here. Yeah, looks, man, I mean, they just straight swept them 2-1 here. Well, let's look at who pitched that game, because who did pitch for them? Looks like Lester pitched for him. Let's see what he did. He must not have pitched that bad. Let's see. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. Yeah, see, he didn't pitch that bad. I mean, they only lost 2-1. So, wow. So they squeaked out of that one on 4-3 the next one and 6-0 to end the series. And in this franchise, the Cubs have Yu Darvish, which is a good sign for me, because I'm not trying to face him in the playoffs, because remember, he's on the Dodgers in real life. He got traded to them before the deadline. So, I mean, that was like right as the deadline was ending. I mean, right at the last second. I remember Yu Darvish sent out that tweet and said, I guess I'm not getting traded. And then he gets traded right then and there. But let's get into this game too, man. They have home field advantage for sure. They only won 2-0 last time, but we were facing Clayton Kershaw. This time it's Julio Urias. Let's just look at his stats really quick. Let's just look at him. So he's 88 overall right now. Wow. Strikeouts per 9 is 93. This man is a monster. But his hits per 9 is 67, so we might be looking to take advantage, especially since we have Brinson, who's a monster hitting versus lefties. But let's just get into this, man. Game 2 at Dodger Stadium. Let's go. Man, so I'm looking to get my revenge this game, man. Honestly, like, I'm mad going into this game, because I feel like, man, I wanna hit Clayton Kershaw. I need to get my revenge on him, but I'm gonna have to wait for that. Julio Urias, I mean, he's a wonderful prospect for the Dodgers, but here, remember, I have Brinson leading off, and he shows why.
A swing and a drive sent down toward the gap. That one is gone. What a way to lead off a ball game.
Yo, if you see where that ball was placed there, that was actually way out of the zone. It was low. And Brinson just reached down and got it, man. He dug that one, smacked it out of the park, still hit it 400 feet. I mean, for a pitch out of the zone to go 400 feet, I mean, he had to get all of that one. And, man, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm glad I have somebody versus left-handers that's got 90-something power, and then somebody versus right-handers that got 90-something power. So if you can get guys that have 90s power, that have 80s power, it's really going to help you, especially in the postseason when sometimes runs are just hard to come by. And you're going to need good pitching and a lot of power hitters, because if we're looking at the team we're playing here, the Dodgers, I mean, they have a pretty good squad of power hitters too, because they have Puig, who's not exactly a power hitter, but he can hit for power. Then they have Corey Seager, who's their 3-hole. He's a power hitter. Then they had Jock Peterson. I took him away. But then they still also have Cody Bellinger. They have him actually off the bench in this series, I believe. And then they have Jorge Soler, who can hit for power. Then they have Justin Turner. Then they got Eric Hosmer as well. So they have a good squad of guys who can hit for power. And here Brinson once again is coming to the plate, hitting the ball hard down the right field line, getting on base. So he's showing that, man, he has that power versus left-handers. But we don't get anything out of that inning. Brinson actually was the only one to get on. And here we're getting Corey Seager to strike out. Vince Velasquez, man, he's really good at striking people out. It's just that sometimes he gives up a lot of hits. But this game was, I mean, he's continued to impress, to be honest, because heading towards the end of the year, I was thinking in my head that I don't know about him because he seemed very inconsistent throughout the year. Like I said, he would have a great game where he would have like 8-9 strikeouts, you know, and then he would go through a string of games when he would give up like 2 home runs a game and give up 5 runs. But here Arcia is delivering here with a triple with 2 outs. So we take the 3-1 lead here in the 4th inning, and Vince Velasquez can't help out his own cause, but at least we get 2 runs there off of the Arcia triple, a rare triple by Arcia, because remember, we've been trying to get him to hit well this whole playoff. So Brinson comes up once again. I want to show off Brinson's at bats because I know how well he can hit versus lefties. But here Asan Diaz is getting washed by Urias in the 5th inning, and Frank Gutierrez on a hit and run strikes out. Man, that was a perfect pitch to hit. I was not expecting a change up there. It threw me off, and Asan Diaz gets into a rundown. So we're now on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Vince Velasquez continues to impress. He's getting 2 batters to strike out here. This time it's Calhoun, the second baseman. So we're now on to the 7th inning. We're cruising through this game here. And you know who? Justin Turner comes up and smacks one right down the left field line. And he's going to get into second with a stand-up double. So we had to bring in Blake Parker because we can't afford to give up another run. We can't afford to give up a loss, go down 2-0 in this series. So we have to get out of this jam. But right away, Blake Parker gives up the hit to left side. And Lewis Brinson cannot field it cleanly. That's going to come back to bite us because we give up the run, but he does throw out the guy at second. So the Dodgers do cut the lead down to just 1. So they bring in Josh Fields, who's a guy that I was actually looking at to get him from the Dodgers because he has like 90s, I think high 90s strikeouts per 9. Or is it high 90s hits per 9? It's one of those two. But we are delivering with a hit up the middle here in the 8th inning, trying to get some insurance. But Travis Shaw grounds out to the first baseman, so they do get out of that little jam. So here onto the bottom of the 8th here, I still have Blake Parker in the game. He's giving up a hit over Asan Diaz's head. So they bring in Jose Bautista. Remember, we traded Bautista as part of that Jock Pearson trade. So he comes in with no outs, and look at what happens. Asan Diaz, with that terrible reaction of his, he kind of runs forward and he doesn't get a good jump on the ball, so it sneaks through the infield when it wasn't even a hard hit. And here Tolles comes up and he beats out a double play, and that was right to a Diaz. So now it's a 3-3 game, and they get a hit to the left side here, and what a great slide by Tolles. He gets under the tag, and around the tag, I should say. So I had to bring in Steve Gales to get us out of this inning because now it's 3-3. We have to get out of this. So he gets Corey Seager to strike out looking at a pitch. But Eric Hosmer comes up and hits one hard up the middle. And just like that, the Dodgers get 2 runs in the 8th inning, take the lead. It's now 4-3 Dodgers. But Steve Geltz does get the next batter, Justin Turner, to strike out on a check swing. So they had to bring in Kenley Jansen to close out the game, looking to go up 2-0 in this series. And he gets Stuart Turner to strike out. But Eric Thames comes up, hits a hard one up the middle, at least starting the inning off here in the 9th inning. This is our last resort here because we can't go down 0-2, especially to a team like the Dodgers who they have the pitching to do it. They have the hitting to do it. They can stay in every game. They can come back in every game. You can't sleep on them. And I bring in Paulo Orlando for the pinch hit, and he grounds out to short to end the game. And just like that, the same thing in the Mets series, we go down 0-2. But we're going back to Milwaukee for the next 2 games. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, because we're about to make a comeback.